Hi guys, this is Sadik from Dwebden.com, and in this video, we'll show you how to unroot your Samsung phone. So the process will wipe off all the data from your phone. So make sure to take a backup of all the data beforehand. And moreover, you cannot simply flash the stock AP file. You will have to flash the rest of the firmware file as well. Regarding the rest of the file, it's the BL, CP and the CSC. You have to flash the CSC file and not the home CSC because we require a format data as well. If you don't do a format data, then your phone might end up in a boot loop or a soft brick state. So doing a format data is a must. So with that said, take a backup of all the data and then let's get started. First off, let's launch the Magisk app, and from there go to the module section, and if you have any apps or modules installed there, just disable the toggle next to them and tap on remove. Likewise, if you have any LS Post framework or any such app, simply long press on the app and select uninstall and remove those apps as well. Once you have done that, you will now have to restart your phone. So let's do a restart of our phone. It will take a few seconds. Once all the modules have been removed, we will then move ahead with the next step. So guys, our phone is now in the OS. So now launch the Magisk app, tap on uninstall Magisk and select complete uninstall. It will now remove the Magisk from your phone, and once that is done, it will take just a few more seconds. So let's just wait, and in the meantime, let's move ahead and carry out the next step. Now you will have to get hold of the stock firmware for your phone which you want to flash. So for that, you may use the help of the tool known as Fija, or you may also use a third-party website known as SamFW. So if you want to use the tool, I have made a guide and a video for both the tool and as well as the website. So first off, let's discuss for the tool. So if you want to use the tool, then you just have to get hold of the tool from here. So this is my guide for the tool, and download the tool from here and then extract them onto your PC. Let me show you just a minute. This is the Fija tool launched via exe file, and make sure to enable USB debugging on your phone as well, because your task will be quite easy then. As of now, debugging is not enabled on my phone, so let me enable it. For that, go to the settings menu on your phone, then go to about phone, and from there you have to go to software information, and from software information you have to tap on build number 7 times. You will get a prompt that developer mode has been enabled. Once that is done, let's go to the developer option, and from there enable the toggle next to USB debugging. You will get a prompt, tap on OK. You might get an RC key prompt as well. In that case, tap on allow, and with this, debugging is enabled. And as you could see, the tool is now showing our phone name, firmware as well as the CSC code. So our task is quite easy now. Just click on check update. If the debugging is not working on your phone, then you might have to take the help of manual mode, and in the manual mode you will have to manually type in all this information, but in the auto mode it has automatically filled in all this info and your task stands complete and you have got the firmware. Simply hit the download button and you will get the firmware for your phone. Or you may also use the SamFW website. Let me show you that as well. So go to the website and you may either type in your phone name or model code here, or simply click on the USB icon, choose your phone from here and click on connect. As of now, my phone is already there connected, and this is my phone. So from here, your first course of action is to choose the CSC code. Regarding the CSC code, you may either use the third-party apps such as Sam Info app, or you may simply go to your phone settings menu. From there, go to about phone, then go to software information, and from software information, check out the section next to the service provider software version and have a look at the second line. There are 4 values. The value 1 is the CSC code. In my case, the value 1 is INS. The value 2 and 3 are also INS, and value 4 is also INS. So the value 1 is the CSC code, value 2 and 3 is the dual SIM variant, and the value 4 is the country where the phone has been manufactured. So just keep a note on the value 1. In my case, the value 1 is INS, which is India. So let's choose the INS code, CSC code, and with this it will bring the INS firmware for your phone. So get hold of the latest build. The latest build is there at the top. So download the firmware from here. You may do so either via the tool or via the website. Both will work. Once you have got the tool and once you have got the firmware, it will be something like this. Simply extract the firmware and you will get these 5 files. So out of which this is the AP stock firmware file. but we also have to flash the BL, CP and the CSC file. We are not flashing the home CSC because we want a factory reset, and for that we have to flash the CSC file. Also, if you have a custom recovery installed, then you have installed that recovery in the AP partition, but as of now we will flash the stock AP, so the custom recovery will also be removed from your phone. So you will have to reinstall the TWRP or the custom recovery onto your phone after you have removed the root from your phone. So keep this point in mind as well. So anyways, let's now proceed ahead with the next step. Now that we have got the firmware and extracted the firmware as well, you may now download the Odin tool from here and then launch the tool. So let's launch the Odin tool as well. Via its exe file, you will get a warning sign. Click on OK. And with this, we have launched the tool, and now you have to boot your phone to the download mode. You may either use the hardware key combination or simply use the ADB command. I generally go with the ADB command. For that, get hold of the Android SDK platform tools from my guide and extract them onto your PC. Then type in CMD in its address bar and hit enter. This will launch command prompt inside platform tools. Now type in ADB, reboot, download and hit enter. And your phone will now reboot into the download mode. Make sure that you have enabled USB debugging beforehand. If that is not the case, then you may do so via our guide and then use this command, and your phone should now reboot to the download mode. Once that is done, let's now proceed ahead. So now we could flash the firmware via Odin and remove the Magisk from our phone. So first and foremost, make sure that the Odin tool is being shown as your phone is shown as connected, and over here also the COM port is being shown and it's showing as added. So first off, click the BL button and load the stock BL file from the firmware. Just a minute, this is the extracted firmware. So for the BL, choose the BL file. Likewise for the AP, you now have to choose the stock AP file, which is this one. Then you have to go to the CP tab as well. So let's just wait for the AP to be added. The AP is the largest file among all those files. So it could take up to around 20 to 30 seconds for the file to be added. So let's just wait for that to complete, and let me show you the file size as well. So for the AP, it's around 8 GB. So the file addition will take up some time. That is completely normal. Let's just wait for that to happen. So the AP file has been added. Now click on CP and choose the CP file. Click on open. Then go to the CSC and choose the CSC. Again, I am repeating, we have to choose the normal CSC and not the home CSC because we require a format data. So choose the CSC and click on open. And again, I am repeating one more thing. Since we are flashing the stock AP, if you have a custom recovery installed, it will also be removed from your phone. So apart from root, the custom recovery will be removed as well. So you will have to install the recovery once again. For that, you may refer to my guide and the video and install the custom recovery of your choice. Anyways, as of now, let's start with the flashing process. So hit the start button and the flashing will now start. You could keep a tab of all the partition name from here, and the flashing usually takes up to around 5 minutes, and the super partition takes the maximum amount of time. So let's just wait for the flashing to complete. So guys, as you could see, the flashing is now complete and your phone will now boot to the OS. Do keep in mind that the first boot up will take up some additional time frame. This is completely normal and nothing to worry about. From the subsequent time, that will not be the case. Moreover, the Magisk has not been removed from your phone. Likewise, all the modules and all the tweaks have been removed from your phone as well. Even the TWRP recovery will be removed from your phone. So let's verify the same as well. So in the front end, we will not be able to find any app as such, but still we have to verify in the back end as well that we don't have any module or binary installed on our phone. To verify the same, we could use a third-party app. It's an open source app from GitHub. So let me find out that app. It's named as, I guess, Ruru. Okay, yes, so it's Ruru. So let's download the Ruru app from GitHub, and then it's quite a handy app, and it will let you know whether your phone has any root binary installed or not. So let's download the app and then we will install it onto our phone. And the downloading is now done. Just give me a minute. Anyways, as of now, we'll have to wait for the phone to boot to the OS, which might take a few more seconds, and likewise we'll have to carry out the setup process as well. So let's just wait, and after that I will install this open source Ruru app from GitHub, and then we will verify if our phone has any module or rooted binary installed or not. So guys, with this we are now inside the OS. Let's just wait for a couple of more seconds, and let me change the file transfer mode so it's already USB file transfer. So let's transfer the file, the IPK file, onto my phone, and let's now install it, and after that we'll verify the same as well. So this is the file manager app, allow it all the connections, and then this is the Ruru app. Let me enable my files and install the app. Once that is done, we will have to launch the app. Tap on open, and as you could see, the check mark signifies that nothing has been found, whereas if you get a virus sign or a I sign, the I is for suspicious. It means that something might be there, and the virus signifies that a rooted binary has been found. You could also expand them and verify the same. As you could see, check mark means not found, and even the TWRP recovery has been removed from my phone, and there are none of the Magis, BusyBox, SU, Expose. All these apps have been removed. Even the Magis cap is not there from my phone. The LS Post, Expose module, and nothing is there. Even the settings prop page is now not there, and the Magis cap is also not there, and the account is also not there. Everything is well and good. So now we are in the stock ecosystem. Although you might already be aware that even if you unroot your phone and relog the bootloader, there are quite a few Knox features which will still not work, because Knox is a hardware component. It's an eFuse in the motherboard, which once gets stripped, you cannot make it to the stock ecosystem. So in other words, once it gets stripped, its flag becomes 0x1, and you will not be able to go back to the 0x0 default state until and unless you change the motherboard, which is not a viable option for many. Anyways, keeping that aside, on that note, I round up this video. If you have any queries, do let me know in the comment section, and thanks a lot for watching.